In the heart of Denmark, where ancient forests whisper secrets to the wind, lived a curious boy named Eirik. Eirik's heart was a compass that always pointed toward adventure, and his feet loved nothing more than to follow. He lived in a cozy little village nestled by the edge of a deep, green wood, a place filled with stories of enchanted lakes and mysterious forest spirits. One sunny morning, Eirik packed a small satchel with a crusty bread roll and a shiny red apple. He was determined to find the legendary Glimmering Lake, a place his grandfather had told him about in hushed, wondrous tones. The path to the lake isn't straight, his grandfather had said, it's a path you make by walking. Eirik wasn't sure what that meant, but his curiosity was a stronger pull than any confusion. He waved goodbye to his friend Freya, who was tending to her blooming garden. Be careful, Eirik, she called out. The forest has its own rules. Eirik smiled and waved back, then stepped under the cool canopy of the trees. The world changed instantly. Sunlight dappled through the leaves, painting dancing spots on the mossy ground. A soft asterisk rustle asterisk in the bushes made him jump. Two mischievous foxes, with fur the color of autumn leaves, peeked out at him. They chittered and seemed to bow before scampering deeper into the woods, their bushy tails waving like flags. Hello there, Eirik called after them, feeling a little less alone. He decided to follow them, thinking they might know the way. The foxes led him on a merry chase, darting behind ancient oak trees and leaping over babbling brooks. But soon, the path grew tangled and unfamiliar. The foxes were gone, and Eirik realized he was lost. The forest suddenly felt much bigger and much quieter. He sat on a fallen log, nibbling his apple. A feeling of doubt crept into his heart. Had he made a mistake? Maybe he should have stayed in the village where everything was safe and known. Just as a tear welled in his eye, a gentle voice spoke, soft as a breeze. Why the long face, little adventurer? Eirik looked up to see a strange figure leaning against a birch tree. It looked as if it were made of leaves and moss, with eyes that twinkled like distant stars. It was a forest spirit, just like in the stories. I'm lost, Eirik admitted. I was trying to find the Glimmering Lake, but I don't know which way to go. The forest spirit smiled kindly. There are many paths in this wood, and none of them are wrong. They are just different. You cannot see the end of the path from where you stand now. You only need to choose one and take the next step. The spirit pointed a leafy finger down a trail Eirik hadn't noticed before, one where the sunlight seemed a little brighter. Trust your heart, little one. It knows the way forward, even when your eyes do not. And with a gentle asterisk, whoosh asterisk, like leaves swirling in the wind, the spirit was gone. Eirik thought about the spirit's words. He couldn't understand the whole journey, but he could take one step. Feeling a renewed sense of courage, he walked down the sunlit path. Soon, he heard a new sound, a gentle asterisk, flap, flap, flap asterisk, and a soft splashing noise. The path opened up, and there it was, the Glimmering Lake. It was more beautiful than he had ever imagined, its surface sparkling like 1,000 diamonds under the sun. Floating gracefully in the center of the lake was a magnificent swan, with feathers as white as fresh snow. As Eirik approached the water's edge, the swan glided toward him. To his amazement, it spoke, its voice like the chiming of tiny silver bells. You have found your way, Eirik. How do you know my name? Eirik asked, his eyes wide with wonder. The forest sees all who walk its paths with a brave and open heart. The talking swan replied, you were lost, yet you kept moving forward. You were uncertain, but you chose to trust. Eirik sat by the lake, sharing the last of his bread roll with the elegant bird. He told the swan about his journey, about the mischievous foxes and the kind forest spirit. The swan listened patiently before saying, life is much like your journey today. Eirik, you may not always understand why you are on a certain path, or why you meet tricky foxes or helpful spirits. Life can only be understood backwards, when you look back and see how every step, even the ones that felt wrong, led you to where you are now. Eirik looked back at the tangled woods he had come through. From here, by the beautiful lake, the path didn't seem so confusing anymore. He could see how following the foxes led him to the spirit, and how the spirit's words gave him the courage to find this magical place. But, the swan continued, its voice full of warmth, life must be lived forwards. You must keep taking brave steps, even into the unknown, because that is how you grow, how you learn, and how you find the glimmering lakes in your own life. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, Eirik knew it was time to go home. The Swan showed him a much simpler path back to his village, one that followed the curve of a gentle stream. When he arrived home, Freya ran to greet him. "You found it, didn't you?" she asked, seeing the wonder still shining in his eyes. Eirik nodded. "I did, and I learned something too. Sometimes you don't know the reason for things while they're happening. You just have to keep going, and one day, you'll look back and it will all make sense." He knew he would never forget the Swan's wisdom. Life was for living, one brave step at a time. And that's the story of Eirik's journey. Just like him, we often can't see the whole map of our lives. But by being brave, curious, and trusting our hearts, we can walk forward into our own amazing adventures. When we look back one day, we'll understand how every little moment helped us grow. Thank you so much for listening to our story today. If you enjoyed Eirik's adventure, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more thoughtful tales from around the world. We can't wait to see you on our next journey.